So this is the parlor, and it has always been my favorite room of the house, and I can't wait to show it to you because now it is all finished, and I have a whole separate video of everything that we've done to this room. However, I want to show you today about how messed up the trim in this room was, because it was a disaster, and we really wanted to save it because the wood trim is really pretty in here, but it was really damaged in a lot of places. So I'm going to show you how we repaired it with still keeping some of the character in it, and then how we actually darkened the trim a little bit without completely stripping it down. We scrubbed it really good, and then first thing we did is we used a water-based wood filler. Okay, so it's more of a kind of like a paste, and what is great about this stuff is you can fill it everywhere and you kind of make it a little bit flat, and then what you can do is when it dries, you can literally take a wet rag and you can wipe it down. The tip about the putty though, make sure when you buy it that it is actually of the paste consistency, because it's a heck of a lot easier to apply. Because I have bought some and they were like pretty hard, and they kind of were more of a modeling clay, and that's not going to go on as easily. Now some of these pieces of trim were completely broken off, so we had to repair them, but some of them we could actually do it by pressing the wood filler putty into where it's supposed to be and then scraping it kind of in the direction of the trim, so basically recreating it. And I'm not going to lie, this did take a little bit of finagling. This was also at the top of the window trim, so I wasn't too worried about it getting broken off or anything. In areas that saw more use, we would just completely remake it with actual wood. I didn't sand much either on these. I literally did just use a wet rag and kind of smooth things over and got a feel for it that way, and just made it as smooth as I really could because it does wipe off that easily. And then next up is the gel stain application. And the reason we use gel stain is because gel stain is what is going to go on top. It does not penetrate the wood. The thing is there was a lot of mahogany look trim that was popular in these homes, and it's just really not my taste. So I wanted to change it up a bit. And basically how you can do that is you're using the gel stain to kind of tone it out. In this case, I used a coffee colored stain, and that basically took out all the reddish tones. I applied it heavily with a brush, and then I would wait probably about 1 or 2 minutes, and then I would wipe it down pretty gently. Once that's finished, the last step is really important. You do need to put some form of a finish on it, because what is going to happen is the gel stain will dry kind of shiny, and it will feel dry to the touch. That's not the issue, but the wood filler is going to look dull. So if you do not put a finish on it, that's not going to neutralize everything out to where it all looks pretty even. This will show you the difference between the gel stain and the non-gel stain. As you can see right here, the red tones are a bit out and it's much more rich and really neutralizes the color more. And then here's what she looks like when it's all fully done. The house is almost 150 years old, so we don't mind all the small imperfections and stuff. It's really just part of the patina of the home because, I mean, quite a bit of people have lived and told stories in this house. It's not a new home, so it's not supposed to look like a new home. It's supposed to look like the grand dame that she is. And I like to think that with this method we paid homage to that while still kind of updating her a bit.